Welcome back to my salon again, and we're going to do something slightly different today because I know you've got plans later on. So we're going to do an Indian head massage without oils and with your clothes on. And hopefully that will still release some of the tension that you have. Now, how were you after your last visit when we did the Indian head massage with aromatherapy oils?
Yeah, I've been good. Busy as always, but I think I've slept really well after that session.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was the kind of smells of the aroma. Also, just my head was feeling quite like tingly in a really nice way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very relaxed and zenned out.
Yeah, I think Indian head massage is very good at working with tension headaches, which is, I think, what you've got, where most of your headache pain is sort of in your scalp, your lower neck, and down into the top shoulders. If I remember, you had quite a lot of tension there. And I think the mixture of the massage and probably the scent, I think we used rosemary, which was quite a therapeutic oil, and that helped to release some of the tension that you've got in there. And 50% of the population suffer from tension headaches, so you know you're not alone. And the tension sits within people's sort of head and the lower neck and the shoulders. And the Indian head massage is superb at really just de-stressing. It doesn't, as I said, have to be with oil, so we're going to try it without oils today as well. So it doesn't interfere with your plans later. So we'll do that. That's not a problem at all. And we will move into some massage in particular to release your stress around your head area. And what we'll do first though is we will do a little bit of brushing, I think, just to slightly pull on the hair, get all of the knots out of your gorgeous hair that you have here. It's very long, so we're going to spend some time just getting rid of all of the knots. And then I've got a new brush as well, which is designed to release stress. So we're going to use that, if you don't mind. I'm going to try that on you and see if that works. But is there anything else that's happened since you last visited that I need to know about?
I've been having some trouble sleeping.
Right.
And I have noticed that I do have a lot of that tension there.
Right.
I'm like almost biting down in my sleep.
Round your jaw area here. Okay.
So.
All right. So we will do that. When we do the face, we'll spend a little bit of time working on this jawline in particular. What about just around the ears? Because often that's connected around here. So jaw and there, the tension sort of sits here. So much so that sometimes you end up biting and clenching your jaw, and that can itself reduce your ability to go to sleep. And then sometimes when you do fall asleep, you're clenching your jaw so much that then wakes you up, so you're not sleeping the deep sleep that you really need in order to de-stress from the day. So that could potentially be what's happening. So we'll work a little bit on getting the stress out of your jawline there, and it feels like a little bit behind the ears, but I'll know more when I get to that part.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's move to the brushing. So I'm going to start at the top, just here, and then stop, and then once I've done enough there, I'm going to go to the bottom because that's where a lot of your knots sit and I don't want to hurt. And then now I've done the top and the bottom part, it should run smoothly. So that's a better way of doing it, so it doesn't tug so much, although with Indian head, tugging a little bit actually helps. So I'm going to do the same on this side. So smooth it through there, get the knots out of the bottom. Just show you this up here. There we go. See, that's taking out the knots. This is a brush I discovered many years ago called a wet brush, and it just works on dry hair as well. Gets the knots out without, you know, sometimes you get a knot and it really hurts when you tug on it. With Indian head, you want to tug in the right place, and knots at the end of the hair are not the right place. But here we go, that's nice and soothing. There we go. Do it on this side as well. Okay, I think that's got all the knots out now. It's this new brush, which it's got slightly tension rods in there, so much harder than your normal brush. So very resilient. And although it looks like a brush, it's more used to stimulate the scalp.
Oh, that feels so nice.
And it's not quite as harsh as when you can tap with your fingers, and actually when you tap with your fingers you can't tap fast enough. Whereas this, it's doing a whole chunk of your hair. And I came across this just when I was doing something to my own hair, and I thought, actually, do you know what this really stimulates?
It's probably good if you do it on yourself, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's one of those things. So as I was saying to you before, you can self-Indian head massage as well. And this, because sometimes, as I said, you can't move your fingers fast enough, this does the same sort of movement. And you can do it in particular where there is tension even. How's that?
It's so nice. I'm already getting so sleepy.
That's the whole idea. De-stressing. And what that does is just stimulate this area, gets the blood flowing, makes it much more stimulated, and definitely releases some of that tension that you've got building up in there. I'm doing it through your hair, probably not an idea to do it on the actual skin there. So if you're going to do this yourself, don't do it directly on the skin, but through the hair just softens it, because these can be quite sharp. And you don't really want that hitting the skin like that, because these can be quite sharp.
Okay.
Somebody one day is going to invent something that you can put directly onto the skin, but you don't want to break the skin at all. And the hair is actually just protecting you from doing that. So we're going to do this once more round. Let's just check this is all unknotted before we move into the next stage. Right. And as I said, we're going to do an Indian head massage today without oils, so you don't need to worry about having oils on your skin for later. And we'll keep your t-shirt on so we can massage through that. And as I said, this is a good way of being able to do Indian head massage. If you've not got oils around or anything like that, then it's a good way of still getting rid of that stress and tension that you've got. Right, so I think we're ready now. So we're going to go and move into start on the back area. Okay. We'll move straight into the back massage and focus on this shoulder area where you've got quite a bit of tension. So let's just focus on that to start with. Yep, quite a bit of tension in there. So we'll work on that over the next few moves. Let's get this left shoulder as well. Right, we're just going to get some release into these areas where you've got quite a bit of tension. Then round that scapular area. Just these smaller movements really help to release some of that pent-up tension that's built up around your scapular area. And this tells me where you've got some crystal deposits sat. So I think this is because you sit at a desk maybe. Or sometimes it's when you're actually carrying your handbag on one shoulder rather than the other. You can get a build-up of lactic acid in there. Dig in a little bit deeper. I'm just going to knuckle down the side of your spine. Release any tension there. I'm going to do some very gentle hacking over here. Should help to release tension. Tell me if it's too hard. Okay, that's the shoulders done, and we'll just move on from the shoulders down to the upper arms.
Thank
you. Right, now we've done the back and you're a lot more relaxed, I'm just going to move on to your upper arms and then on to your hands. So how are you feeling at the moment? A little bit more relaxed?
Yeah, really chilled.
Good, very chilled, lovely. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just do your right side, and I'm just going to release the tension, because sometimes it's this area here, we don't realise how much tension we actually hold in our upper arms, and really helps just to release the tension in that area. How does that feel?
It's nice. I didn't realise how much, like what you said,
Yeah,
it's actually got a bit of, I can feel a bit of it fighting back a bit.
Yes, yeah, it's quite stiff actually. You have to do this a little bit carefully, because obviously if you've got a lot of tension there, you need to balance the amount of pain that you're giving somebody, so you don't want that. You want it to be really relaxing and soothing. So I can feel that's already released. Okay. There we go. That's the upper arms done. So I'm going to move to the hands. Often just in this bit of the hand there's lots of stress. I'm just going to gently massage these fingers out as well. Lots of little nerve endings in these fingers, so just relaxing those can have a big impact. Right, now we've done the arms, what we're going to move on to is the concentrate around that neck area where you had quite a lot of tension. Right, okay, we're going to now focus on the back of the neck. So I'm just going to loosen up your neck slightly. Great, thank you. So just going to start getting right into this, and what I'll do is I will hold on to one side of your head because your neck naturally wants to move. Okay, and then I'm going to sit your neck into there just so that we do a little bit of focus on this area. Very gently on the back here. Alright, that should release some of the tension that you've got in the neck there. In particular around this area. Okay. Right, so now what we're going to do is work a little bit around the ear area and a little bit on the scalp, and in particular you said that this is where you're feeling a little bit of tension, and then we'll go into the face. So really working on that ear and jaw area where you said you had some of your stress sitting. So we'll literally start working around the ear to start with. Your hair's still nice and unknotted, so this is one area where if you've got knots, my fingers can actually get caught and tug, so we don't want that too much. Right, so we're going to start with this side and just do some gentle rubbing around the ears. and this stimulates it a little bit, getting that blood flow going. I'll do that just to the other ear as well. I'm just going to do a little bit of rubbing all around the scalp. It really gets rid of the tension. Right, now I'm going to just tug slightly on your hair. Very gentle tug, just to stimulate those areas. Do you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to use that brush again, because although I can tap with my fingers, it's nowhere near as good as this brush. There's no way my fingers can do this as fast as this can, and cover a much wider area. Much nicer tool. Right, I'm just going to rest your head in my arm slightly. Just going to work on the pressure points. Right, and then I'm going to move to the other side. Right, slight squeeze and lift. How does that feel on the scalp?
Good, yeah.
Right, okay, what we'll do now is move on to the face, and in particular we're going to eventually work along this jaw area as well, so I'll do some more movements around that area. So I'm going to move back slightly, that's it. Right, I feel the tension's really gone from that area. Really made a difference there. How are you feeling?
Good, yeah. Half asleep, to be honest.
Okay. Right, okay, well you just relax there and I'll go and get you some water and we'll go through some aftercare. Everybody, and welcome to my channel, and a special welcome to Anna, who has agreed to model for me today. I hope you are all having a good day and will benefit from sharing this massage with me, which will be focusing on the scalp, the neck and the face today. I do want to start with discussing oils, aromatherapy oils, with Anna, who does have some knowledge of oils. So we're going to discuss which are the best ones to use, particularly focusing on benefits to the hair today. So thank you for joining me today, Anna.
Thank you.
What I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about the oils that we're going to use for this massage today. I've got 2 carrot oils to choose from, which is avocado, which is nice, and sweet almond oil. I would really recommend the avocado oil because it's really, really good for your hair and will just enhance this wonderful condition you've got. It's really, really good at hydrating the hair, and I think you would really benefit from that. And then we've got a little bit of choosing to do on some of the aromatherapy oils. So what I would like to do is just let you smell each of the oils for each of the levels, and I know you understand the base, middle and top notes that are required for an aromatherapy blend. So I've got a choice of a couple for each level, and it's really a personal choice because all of them have therapeutic qualities to do with the hair in particular. and byproducts of de-stressing and helping you just relax, which is the whole purpose of today's massage. So what I'm going to do is pull out a couple of top notes. We've got tea tree, which you might have had before. Just waft that.
That sounds really nice.
That's a nice one. And then an alternative to tea tree as a top note is lemon.
I think. Do you want me to choose?
Yes,
now?
you choose. Have you got a particular preference?
I think I'll go with tea tree.
The tea tree.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Absolutely. Okay, so we'll just leave that one out for now. Right, okay, moving on to a middle note. We've got the wonderful rosemary.
That's nice as well.
Okay, I'm just going to move that brush out of the way. And then another middle note is peppermint. Ooh, new bottle. Okay. That's nice as well. Any particular preference? Does your body sort of really migrate towards one rather than the other?
I think rosemary, because I heard that's really good for hair.
It is,
like
actually,
growth as well.
Yeah, definitely good for growth. Okay, and then we've got the base oil. So we've got ylang ylang. Might or might not have come across that one before. And an alternative base note to ylang ylang would be rose.
I think the ylang ylang.
Ylang ylang, that was
like the
fairly
smell.
instant.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so if you just like to relax, I'm just going to blend now. Okay, I'm just going to move my box out of the way to give me a little bit more room to blend. And I'm going to use my wonderful carrier oil, avocado. And I'm just going to put slightly more than I normally would, simply because we've got a wonderful diffuser behind me. And I'm going to add some into there. And literally, because we're only doing the top part of the body, we only literally need a couple of drops of each. So that's the tea tree going in. And we've got the middle note, rosemary. And finally the base note, ylang ylang. I'll use my blender. Okay, Anna, I'd just like you to smell that. That's your chosen blend.
That smells really nice.
It does. It's lovely. And we're going to pop some into the diffuser as well. So that's going to permeate the air in the room and add to the overall ambience for your massage. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just brush this wonderful hair so that we get rid of any potential knots that might slow the progress of my fingers running through. And I can already tell that your hair is in wonderful condition because the brush is just gliding through. There we go. Okay. And what I'm going to do first, just to start off with, is pop some oil across the shoulders here, just to introduce the oil to that area. And hopefully you can start smelling that aroma. Right, we're just going to go into the neck area. So I'm just going to rock your head backwards and forwards very gently, just to loosen up that area. Then I'm going to keep my hand there just to maintain some stability while I effleurage the back of the occipital bone here. I'm then going to go in slightly from the base of the neck, slightly up into this area where people hold a lot of their stress and tension. Right, and then I'm going to move your head slightly. I'm going to start putting some oil onto the hair and introducing the oil to your hair. And this is where you start getting the real therapeutic values from those oils that you have chosen. So in particular, that tea tree oil, it has lovely cleansing properties. You've got rosemary, which, as you said, is very good for hair, particularly hair growth. And then ylang ylang, which improves the hair structure and reduces hair breakage. So you've chosen well there, some 3 really good choices, which it's a shame we haven't got aroma vision, but the smell of the oils themselves are very therapeutic, so you've made some really good choices there. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit more on the back of the hair here, going into the scalp. And then I'm going to move this part of your head just to relax into the crook of my arm there. And then we're just going to focus on this part of the neck area. Allow those oils to penetrate in as well. Just going to do the same on the other side. just loosen up this area at the bottom of your neck. A little bit of here. Shoulder soothing. Just to finish off that area, and then we'll start moving into the scalp. And I'm going to put a little bit more oil on so that it will penetrate the scalp, and you'll get lots of oil penetrating the scalp area and into the hair. Okay, how are you feeling so far?
Feeling really relaxed.
Relaxed,
Really
lovely.
nice.
I do think the oils add that extra element of relaxation to a different part of our senses. Okay, so I'm going to just start rubbing around the ears and get this scalp all loosened up. These friction moves really help the oils to penetrate into the scalp. We're just going to do some gentle massages all around the scalp area. Whenever you use oils, it tends to be much more gentle, much less vigorous moves, so that the oil can really penetrate in. Just going to do slightly stimulating moves, make sure that oil is getting in. Right, go up. Really loosens up the scalp if you just stretch it slightly. But be very careful not to get tangled in the hair. I'm going to give a few slight tugging moves, just very gentle. But again, that just helps to release the tension that's in the scalp. These are moves that you can do yourself as well. Just really helps to release tension in that area. Do some piano tapping just to release any tension that is there. Sometimes called raindrops. It's like raindrops landing on your head. Just a nice gentle movement. Right, I'm just going to pop your head into this side, into the crook of my elbow there, and just going to do some pressure point massage around the ear, just releasing any tension in that area. Then I'm going to move to do the other side on that as well. We've got some sensitive pressure points in the scalp, which when worked really help to release any tension and enable us to create that sense of well-being. Okay. I'm going to lean your head back so that you lean against me, and then I can do both sides at the same time, which is actually nice, a nice move. Touch on these acupressure points at the base of the neck here as well. There's a couple of there that really help to release any pressure and tenderness. You've got a little bit of tenderness there, so I'm just going to push slightly. There we go. That's lovely. Okay, just going to rest that there for a moment, and then we're going to move on to the face. Right, okay, we're going to move on to the face now. So I'm going to put a little bit more oil, and you're happy with the oil on your face. Yes. So we're just going to put a little bit on there. And then what I'd like you to do is just lean your head back. That's it, lovely. I'm just going to make sure that I get this oil on your skin. Oh, that's a wonderful blend we've got there. The smell is amazing. So although you've chosen oils which are therapeutic for the hair, many of these oils are very good for the skin as well. Just going to penetrate that, make sure that penetrates in. So I'm going to do a few finger pressure moves around your eyebrows. So we hold a lot of tension in here, and sometimes don't realise that this is actually where our headaches start from as well. It's actually just taking the time to release pressure in these areas can be really therapeutic and really instill a sense of calmness and well-being. Just going to go slightly lower underneath the zygomatic bone,
release tension there. Right, I'm going to lift your head up slowly so you feel like you've fallen asleep. And then what we'll do is just finish off with circles to the ear. I'm just going to do some cupping here, just to finish off the massage routine. Across the eyes and the forehead as well. Across the chakras there and down. Okay. And now what I'd like you to do is some breathing with me. So 3 breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth in your own time. Thank you. Welcome. Today we have a lovely treatment planned, which is an adapted Indian head massage, focusing on the back so that you can see the moves in a lot more detail, and then moving on so that you can see how the moves on the scalp look from the back view, which sometimes when you're doing seated Indian head massage you can't actually see. So we did a consultation earlier and we decided on which oils to use, which I'm going to blend shortly. But I just want to talk about those oils in particular and why we've chosen those, because it's not always necessary to do essential oils for an Indian head massage. A good base oil is often all you need. And in fact, in this instance, having discussed during the consultation, we've decided on avocado oil as the base oil. And avocado has some really lovely properties. It's designed to improve overall health hair, as it contains natural fatty acids, and these can help with damage that has been done to the cuticles. It also really helps to hydrate the hair, helping to lock in moisture. If you are doing a massage without essential oils, then other suitable oils would be things like almond oil or coconut oil. Do be cautious, obviously, if somebody has an allergy, so take that on board. Even something like mustard oil, if you're trying to stimulate the scalp, is a good one to use. So you can either choose to limit adding essential oils into that barrier oil, or you can either get a pre-blended oil which has some essential oils mixed in, or you can ask an aromatherapist to blend an oil blend for you. So in Consultation, we have decided to add in a few essential oils and taking on board the state of the health and the well-being of the client. We've decided to use some classic essential oils and mix those into the avocado oil. So the first one we decided on was tea tree, which has a very cleansing air to it, which is antibacterial and is good for maybe anti-dandruff. Do check the concentration of any tea tree oil that you are purchasing, because some of it comes in quite strong forms, and for something like this you would only need maybe 1 drop. What we've also decided to add in is ylang ylang, which is especially good for dry scalp. So if you've got any dry areas on the scalp, ylang ylang would help with that alongside the avocado oil. And one of the other oils we've decided to add in is rosemary. Rosemary is a favourite for hair thickness and hair growth, and promotes healing. Some other ones that you could potentially use are lavender, cedarwood is very good as well, peppermint, as long as they are diluted into a base oil. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make that blend up so that we've got enough just to do this adapted Indian head massage, which is focusing on the top of the back, the shoulders, the scalp, and the sides of the face. Okay, I'm just going to move over now to blend the oil. So we're taking the avocado oil, and I love these little miniature jugs which just allow you to have a limited amount in there so you don't waste any product. And then literally I drop each of ylang ylang. 2 drops went in there, but it is very hard to judge. So let's just try and get 1. That's rosemary. And then you've got tea tree. Go. If you feel like too many drops have gone in, then you can always dilute it with some more barrier oil in there. Stir that up so that it's well blended. You can smell that. You can even get your client to smell this and make sure that they are happy with the blend. And then what we're going to do, so that there's a clear view of the back, is we're going to move to the side so that the moves on the back are very noticeable. So put enough in the hands to cover this back area. And just do some gentle effleurage moves around the back. any stress areas that are in this block here. There's lots of crunchiness going on, which you really want to aim to get rid of. So just some nice thumb sweeping moves here. To help the oils penetrate into the skin. I can already feel some crunchiness in those areas there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some what we call heel of hand frictions round this scapular area, because I can already feel that this area is one that is used a lot and needs that specific focus. Stimulate that area a little bit more. Some hand frictions. A little bit of this knuckling move. Really digging in quite deeply to get rid of anything. But we don't go right on the spine, it's either side of the spine. Do some thumb rolls over these shoulders. Get rid of those last bits of crunchiness there. And just some finger pulls to get any lasting tension out of that area. That should really help get rid of anything that's left in terms of tension in those areas. And hopefully that shares some of the moves that we've been doing at the back, or if you're doing a seated Indian head massage you can't see, but that's really what you would be doing on the back. So in this adaptive version I'm just going to move and just do the top of the arms as well. So just pouring on a little bit more oil of our lovely blend. And we're not going to go right down, we're just going to do the tops of the arms. Just shoulder to elbow. Just so that we get rid of any stress and tension in these areas. Obviously, if you were doing a seated massage, you would go right down to the very bottom of the arms and include a hand massage as well. But really today we're just trying to show what maybe you cannot and have not been able to see in some of the other massages that we've done, which has focused very much on the front. This is a replacement move for the forearm soothing that you would normally do, but this is perfectly adequate as an adapted version of that. Right, now what we're going to do is move on to the other areas of the scalp. So again, nice drop of the blended oil. Into the hair, and you can put on as much oil as you need. Just doing a little bit about the neck area there and the occipital. Just some gentle moves to cover that area. Taking you up into focusing on the scalp. So we're going to start with doing some heel rubbings around the ear. And it's going to look very different to a normal Indian head massage, because you would see this move. If you had your cameras at the front, you would see this from the front view, whereas this time you're actually seeing it from the back of the head. It's almost like getting a completely different view. Right, we're going to go in and do some finger frictions. And obviously, because your client is secure on the bed, you can be quite vigorous with these finger frictions, because you've not got to hold the head as you would in a sitting move. Just do some rubbing moves. Make sure you get towards the crown chakra as well to clear that. Very gently. And then friction across the whole head. favourite move for some people, raindrops or piano tapping. Can create quite a nice tingly sensation when you're doing that. So speed that up. Then what we're going to do is do some slight pressure moves on the ears. Just around the pressure point areas. Stimulate that scalp and that hair growth and the blood flow. All helps to relieve stress and induce relaxation. Get rid of those stress hormones, increase those relaxation hormones. And then just gentle massage on the ears. The one difference you are going to have is that you can't obviously do the face when your client is facing down like this. What you can do is do the ears, and then you can actually go in and just do the pressure points at the sides of the face. Because by this point your client may well be asleep and you don't really want to ask them to move. And I feel like my model is asleep. Okay, so just lots of palmar moves there. Just finish off on these ears again. Then if your client is awake, get them to breathe with you and go through aftercare. In this case, plenty of water and relaxation is encouraged. No heavy meals, preferably no alcohol for a while, and then try and leave the oil on the hair so that it can penetrate. And there you are, a lovely adapted Indian head massage with your client face down, still managing to do those restful moves. Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel, and also a lovely welcome to Anna, who has agreed to model for me today. I hope you're having a good day and taking a little time out to relax and think about some of the things we have been talking about in my videos to help you achieve a sense of well-being. Right, Hannah, we've done a fairly detailed consultation, but I just want to clarify a few points. So we're going to be doing an Indian head massage, are there particular areas of tension or stress that you would like me to focus on?
I would say here, so like where the neck connects to the shoulders,
Right.
can get really tense.
This area here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, I've made a note of that. And just for today, we're going to be doing the Indian head massage over clothes. Okay, I'm just going to get used to this lovely hair that we have here. Wonderful condition of your hair, it's so smooth already. But what I am going to do is just put a brush through it so that I avoid any knots later. And I may do this a few times during the treatment, just so that my fingers don't get tangled up at all. Right, but for now we're going to focus on that shoulder area, and I'm just going to do what we call a little bit of centering to start with. So that's me centering and me getting you relaxed as well. So what I'd like you to do is just take in 3 calming breaths. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth 3 times. That's it. If you feel like using your hands, that's fantastic. 1, and second time. And last one. Lovely, thank you. Okay, so we're going to start working this area where you've got a little bit of tension, and we're going to do a thumb sweep, as we call it, right across the back area here, just between the spine and the scapula. Right, and then we're going to move to a little bit of what we call heel of hand friction across the top of your shoulder here, and then into this scapular area here. And then we're going to move to the other side. Just going to do a little bit of effleurage, what we call effleurage, just to soothe that area. And you'll find I'll do effleurage after any movement that's a little bit aggressive or fast. Right, we're going to do a little bit of knuckling now, just along the spine area. really helps to ease out any stress and tension you've got in this area. Gets rid of any toxins that have been built up or lactic acid that is in these areas and built up. And it's funny you said your tension is in your lower neck area there, because I can really feel it's quite solid there. So I'm just going to do some more effleurage here, just to try and loosen that up a little bit. Then I'm just going to do some, this may help with your tension here, just soothe over that area. How's that pressure for you?
It feels really nice.
Good. Just do some thumb rolls, which really help to release the tension in that area. And then we'll just pull back as well. Just going to do a proper, what we call pick up and squeeze this whole area. Just really try and loosen it up for you. Right, I'm just going to soothe that down a little bit. And on this side. Now I've got you all relaxed, I'm going to do something called hacking, which if you haven't had before is a slightly more aggressive movement than some of the ones we've been doing. So tell me if it causes pain at all, do let me know. How's that?
It's really nice. Okay.
This again will really help you on that tension area. Just effleurage that again. Okay, right. Do a little bit of a vigorous move around these shoulders, get these moving. Just need to make sure I've got a firm grip on this shoulder. There we go. Right, that's the shoulders complete. Right, we're going to move on to the neck now. And as you said, this was an area that you felt you had quite a bit of tension in, so we'll spend some time on this. So what I'm going to do just to loosen that area up is just rock your head very, very gently, because it's a very sensitive part of the head area here. down in this lower neck. Right, what I'm going to do now is just do some circling motions around this area. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is focus on one side. So I'm going to get you to rest your head in the crook of my arm. We're just going to work this area of the neck in a little bit more detail. And if anything is sensitive or painful at any time, just let me know. Okay, I'm just going to bring your head up. Very gently move to do this on the other side as well. Bring your head up again, and we're just going to do a little bit of friction around your occipital bone here, just to release that. We'll be doing a lot more work on it shortly when we work on the scalp, but for now we're just going to loosen that area up, get you very relaxed in that area. Stretch this area out a bit. And we'll just do the other side as well. I'm just going to effleurage gently to this area. There we go. That's the neck complete. Right, I'm now going to move up into the scalp area. I'm going to start with focusing around the ear area. With a firm hand situated on the other side so your head doesn't move too much. But it's amazing how much tension we hold in this area. Just loosen up this whole area. Right, we're going to do lots of friction moves here, just to stimulate this area, get the blood flowing. falls through the hair. Just loosen up the scalp area. Then I'm going to go right under your hair. Right, I'm just going to do a few hair pulls on this. Don't need to do this too hard, just gentle pulls, just to really release some of the tension. This is a move that you can actually do yourself very gently, just to release some of the tension that you have on your scalp. Right, I'm going to do a move that I call piano tapping. Really helps to stimulate the scalp and increase that blood flow to the scalp. Right, we're just going to touch on some pressure point areas around the ear. Just helps to release any blockages or anything else you've got in this area, particularly the area that you're feeling stress in and tension. This really helps to relieve it. Working on some of the energy pathways in the body. Right, we're just going to do some squeezing behind the ear here. Do a little bit around your ears. And hopefully that's really relaxed out the scalp and that neck area and the shoulder area, particularly at the top where you had your tension sitting. Hopefully those moves will have released that. Right, okay, we're now going to move to the upper arms. I'm just going to effleurage slowly this upper arm part. and do the same on the left. Right, we're going to work on this lower arm, which sometimes we don't realise holds quite a lot of tension and stress. Just work our way gently down, and then I'm going to turn your arm over and do that on this side as well. Then I'm just going to mobilise the wrist, so if you rest your hand in mine, just very gently just mobilise that wrist. And then while we're here, we're just going to thumb lead to that palm. Just a little bit of kneading on these fingers, getting rid of any tension that we've got in this area. Right, that's that hand done, and then we're just going to move to the other forearm. Okay. Pop you. Right, I'm just going to do this forearm as well. This one is not as tight as the other side. You must use your other arm a lot more. Right, while we're here, we're just going to mobilise that wrist slightly. And then we're just going to work nicely into this palm area. You're going to knead the top of your finger as we did on the other side, your hand rather. Take any stress out of the fingers. Right, pop that down. Okay, just going to effleurage around your arms just to finish that area off. A little bit of effleurage to the shoulders again. And then what I'd like you to do is to, very similar to what you did at the beginning, which is 3 gentle breaths. 1 in through your nose and out through your mouth. So first one. Second one. Final one. Right, that brings us to the end of the Indian head massage, And we've just got to go through a little bit of aftercare. So I'm going to go and get you some water, and then we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. But I hope you've really enjoyed the treatment and that it's got rid of some of your stress and tension in your shoulders. And thank you once again for modelling for me.
Thank you.